Good morning. Today is Friday, August 13th, 2021. Welcome to Column Hinge at Alpha Omega. We're located halfway between Death Valley and Las Vegas. Halfway between Joshua Tree and Area 51 in the Mojave Desert of the Southwest United States.
Good morning and welcome back to the most unique live stream ritual on the entire internet. You have found your way to the lost magic of Jesus revival. What you're about to experience is an anthropological and archaeological reconstruction of an ancient Christian ritual from 1769, rediscovered by archaeologists in Egypt. Containing two lost books of the Bible, the first and second books of Yahweh, which in turn contain what purport to be the secret teachings of Jesus to his apostles. Part of that collection is an amazing system of magic called the opening of the treasuries of light. I'm Bishop David Griffin.
I'm Bishop Leslie McQuade.
And this is the lost magic of Jesus revival.
The sun is the dispenser of light to the earth. May the living light of the God Force inflame our souls with abundant life.
Our destiny lies amongst the stars, and to the stars humanity shall ascend.
Take a nice deep breath and feel into your body. Breathe deeply. Feel each breath as it moves through you. Follow your breath as the sensations on your skin expand and stretch. And as you are breathing deeply and feeling deeply into each and every part of yourself, visualize yourself as the tree of life, however it is you imagine that tree to be, and grow your branches up high into alpha sky. Drive your roots down deep into omega earth. I call on you in the east, alpha. I call on you in the west, omega. I call on you in the north, alpha. I call on you in the south, omega.
Alpha,
at omega,
the beginning
and the end,
and the path of the age between, sunrise
and sunset,
and the path of the sun between, birth
and death,
and the path of life between, Alpha,
omega.
This morning we'll be invoking the 21st treasury of light. Angels of the 21st treasury, attend. Watchers, we know your names. So stand aside and grant us entry into the 21st treasury of life. Ozaz. Ozaz. Eloes. Eloes. Azaias. Azaias. Let the watchers withdraw and let us enter into the 21st treasury of light. And there are 12 heads in my Father's treasury. And these are the names that are in the places when they sing praises to my Father, and he gives light power to them. Zo zo zeai. Zo zo zeai. Zohozai. Zohozai. Dozazaksai. Dozazaksai. Naoza e iai. Naoza e iai. Marazaz. Marazaz. Oz Zaaz. Ozaz. Ozaia. Ozaia. Oza, oza. Oza, oza. Oschos, oza. Oschos, oza. Azaiaos. Azaiaos. Naya ozaze. Naya ozaze. Aenazaz. Aenazaz. So we completed our journey through the places, invoking each of the 12 mighty angels' head in its proper place and proper rank, until at length we came into the place of the midst, the place of the middle, the place of the center, the place of the Father of the treasure of light. O Father of the 11th treasure of light, by your cipher and by your name we invoke you, O Azi Ai. O Azi Ai. Let the divine light descend. It is the intention of this ritual and our fervent prayer to establish human liberty worldwide.
Establish human liberty worldwide.
abolish slavery in all its forms,
abolish slavery in all its forms,
and set our people free.
set our people free,
Establish a pro-human future,
establish a pro-human future,
and protect humanity's genetic code.
protect humanity's genetic code,
Restore the purity of our air,
restore the purity of our air,
of our water,
restore the purity of our water,
of our food,
restore the purity of our food,
and our medicines,
restore the purity of our medicines,
and the integrity of our elections.
restore the integrity of our elections.
All these things we ask in the name of the living Jesus. Amen.
Amen. So mote it be. Take a moment now to again feel into your body. This ancient magical rite we are doing together helps you experience more God Force energy. This energy permeates our universe, and physicists have found that there is, in fact, an invisible force 5 times stronger than gravity, holding everything we experience together. How is that? I'll tell you how it is. Because we are a miracle. Humanity itself is a miracle, and living on this earth in this thin skiff, there's the tiniest skiff of life on this planet. Just such a small, thin space. Although to us it seems enormous. My goodness, what, there are miles of sky over our head. Not really. Not really. Not as much as you might think. Go up 100 miles and you can't breathe. We are that liminal zone. We are that space between life and death, between matter and energy, spirit and flesh. We are the liminal zone. A liminal zone is a place where 2 things meet, 2 different things. So the beach, the place where water and land meets, that's a liminal zone. The transition between one day and the next, that is a liminal zone. When you are en route, going from one place to another, that puts you in a liminal zone. And it is in that place of between, that we find ourselves so constantly and so consistently as humans. This is part of what makes us magical. We walk with one foot on the earth and our heads in the sky. We are able to have an interior experience and an external experience simultaneously. These are the mysteries that this earth has given us. These are experiences unknown to all the other creatures filling all the other dimensions. There are so many levels of life right here beside us. The best example I can think of is death itself. There's a beautiful poem that I've heard read at nearly every funeral I've ever attended. And it's called, I'll Be Right Back. I'm not exactly sure the name. But that's how it feels. Because in the poem, the author is saying, the author is the dead person. And the dead person says, do not worry, I haven't gone far. Think of me as only being in the next room. I am here with you. You just can't see me or talk to me, but I'm just in the next room. And that is the most powerful poem to me because it so accurately describes the experience that I have had with death. That when death arrived in my family, it was as if the person was just in the next room. And the difference was, they were yelling. I could still hear this person. And that's what I'm telling you now. Those people that you miss, the ones who have gone on ahead, they are as close as the next room. They're in the next dimension, right beside us. In fact, that other dimension is right on top of ours. Dimensions are stacked upon each other, one on top of the other, such that what we do in this dimension affects the others, such as the things that happen in those other dimensions affect us as well. And when we move on into that next dimension, there is still contact with this one. This is why we can talk to our ancestors through ancestor veneration, a practice all over the world, nearly ubiquitous. It is almost a cross-cultural constant, if not for Western culture. We venerate one ancestor above all others, and that's our Master Jesus. Because he was the one who taught us and showed us the reality of that spirit world. That with enough faith, with enough strength and training, you can reach out into that next dimension and pull things back into ours. That is what Jesus was doing when he brought people back to life. He reached out into that next dimension where our ancestors are and pulled them back into this one. What power! We all have this power. He told us we all have this power. And he too is as close as the very next room. We need only have faith in this idea. Our faith will move mountains. Our faith is the key. It's the connection between this world and the next and the world after that. Physicists know these dimensions are connected. This is why it is hypothesized that we are experiencing interdimensional visitations. Because our actions on this earth are having ripples throughout the rest of the dimensions, such that the inhabitants of those other dimensions seek to come into ours and change things. We cannot let this happen. We must be strong. It is our duty to protect this dimension, to protect where we live. We live here, and we will not accept anyone coming any closer to us. This is the boundary. This is the liminal zone that we protect. And as protectors of this boundary, as protectors of this dimension, we fuel ourselves with the divine. Everything I have said will become clear to you, and this great mystery will be revealed to you once you have opened your heart and taken in just one more deep breath of God force.
Thank you, Leslie, for that beautiful message. If you'd like to know more, be sure to drop at our website at alphaomega.church. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place, and until then, have faith and expect a miracle.
And until we have the pleasure of each other's company again, may the God force run strong within you. And as always, may your magics work better than expected. And for those of you who are still here, I want to show you something special. Now, you might have noticed that I don't pull weeds around the fence line, and I'm going to show you why today. You see, these weeds are protective. These are tumbleweeds. And the tumbleweeds, well, that one's actually amaranth. These tumbleweeds, some of them have thorns, not all of them. But they're a barrier, you see. With the weeds here, you can't get that close to the fence. Now let me show you what happens when there's no weeds at the fence. You see here? See how the donkeys have come through? The wild donkeys have come through, and they have trimmed off everything. See how they could reach over it? They've trimmed off everything they could reach over. And if you look down the fence line, you'll see that they've nearly torn off the fence. See? Look where they've torn off the fence trying to get down here to the sorghum. Donkeys weigh between 700 and yeah, when they're little, 700 pounds, and they get up to 1,200 pounds. They're as big as a car. So when they decide to come through your fence, there's not a lot you can do. I've got these are actually 8-foot poles driven 3 foot in the ground to help stabilize them against the donkeys. So I just thought you might like to see the latest developments, and you can also see that now's the time of year, now that we've passed Lunasa. Lunasa is the holiday when the sorghum goes into tassel. The sorghum's is going into flower now, and pretty soon these flowers will open up, be filled with pollen, and the bees will come and get them. So, yeah, donkeys. You gotta love the donkeys. Well, thanks so much for being here with us. Have a great day.